The Republican primary field is narrowed even more. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jensen McKee, and this is ENN Now.
And I'm Melissa Carter. Another high-profile Republican candidate for president has suspended their campaign. This week, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott decided to suspend his presidential campaign. Former Vice President Mike Pence has also decided to drop out of the presidential primary race. The Republicans, including former President Donald Trump, who is ahead by a large margin of over 40 points, is followed by Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis. The other Republicans are including Nikki Haley, Vivek Ramaswamy, Asa Hutchinson, and Doug Burgum. President Joe Biden is facing challenges for his spot in the Democratic Party. Marianne Williamson and Dean Phillips have decided to join the fight to represent the Democratic Party. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. left the Democratic Party to run as an individual candidate.
Have you ever gotten a phone call from someone claiming to be from the government and saying you have to pay them money? ENN's Joshua McKee has details on a new law aimed at targeting these scammers.
Senate Bill 187 officially took effect this month to make posing as an official of a government agency a violation of the Oklahoma Consumer Protection Act. This type of scam is called the imposter scam, and it is the most reported type of fraud according to the Federal Trade Commission. The lawmakers who passed this bill say it provides one more level of protection for Oklahomans who might be targeted by these types of scams.
Another scam has the state top legal authorities issuing a warning. For details, here's ENN's John Kitchen.
Attorney General Gettner Drummond warns of a scam that has been more abundant lately. An ad of a car shows up online at a price that is lower than market value, fooling some unsuspecting victims. The offer of the car will have a very credible looking pictures, and if you were to ask to see the car, the scammer would come up with a valid excuse to not show it to you. The scammer then instructs you to pay with a gift card or wire transfer, which are both methods of payment that are hard to track back. To not fall for these scams, simply just try to see the car in person and do not pay them until you have the car. Use payment methods that are easily transferable and do not fall for these scams.
On November 8th, Philip Dean Hancock may be one of the few people that have escaped death row. With more information, we have Kira Morrow in our Tulsa office.
According to the Associated Press, in 2001, Philip Dean Hancock was arrested and put on death row for killing two men. Hancock says it was all in self-defense because the two men attacked him first. His lethal injection is scheduled for November 30th, but last week, the Pardon and Parole Board voted 3-2 to recommend clemency. Now it goes to Governor Stitt to decide whether to follow the board's recommendation. Hancock was accused of first-degree manslaughter in a separate shooting back in 1982 and also claimed self-defense. He served less than 3 years in that case. In Tulsa, I'm Kira Morrow.
NASA reveals that they fired a rocket into the northern lights in Alaska. Asaya Johnson in our Tulsa Bureau tells us why NASA did this.
A rocket loaded with science instruments launched from Fairbanks, Alaska, last week. According to NASA, the rocket launched into the Northern Lights aurora and captured data to understand how auroras heat the atmosphere and cause high-altitude winds. With NASA News, I'm Asia Johnson.
The city's homeschool football team is headed to nationals. For details on playoffs and more sports news, here's ENN Sports Director JJ Stinn.
The Oklahoma City Homeschool Patriots will head to Panama City Beach, Florida this week to play in the National Homeschool Football Association Tournament. They will play at the Tommy Oliver Stadium on the 16th versus the Christ Prep Academy Patriots, who bested OKC earlier in the year 28-19. While OU blew out their opponent, OSU got blown out over the weekend. After losing Bedlam the previous week, the Sooners looked to bounce back against West Virginia and did so, winning 59-20 behind an extremely impressive game from Dylan Gabriel. The Pokes, on the other hand, were embarrassingly blown out by UCF 45-3 after nothing went right for the team. Through 10 games, the OKC Thunder have ended with a 6-4 record after cashing their first Western Conference win against the Suns on Sunday. The 6-4 start is the best for the Thunder since the 18-19 season, which was a team that ended with 49 wins. The Thunder Stars have shined early this season as through 10 games, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has averaged 29 points and rookie Chet Holmgren has averaged 2.3 blocks, along with signature performance from players like Lou Dort and Jalen Williams.
With Thanksgiving right around the corner, turkeys and how to safely cook them are on people's minds.
The time it takes to thaw a turkey depends on how big it is and the method. The recommended method is a refrigerator thaw, which takes 24 hours for every 5 pounds. Soaking the turkey in a cold water bath will take 30 minutes for every 5 pounds. So if you have a turkey that's 15 pounds, you need to put it in the refrigerator 3 to 4 days before Thanksgiving and start soaking it in cold water 8 hours before you want to start cooking it. For the turkey to be safe to eat, it needs to reach an internal temperature of at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit. You can check in the thickest part of the breast, the inner part of the thigh, and the inner part of the wing. If you're cooking the turkey with stuffing, you also need to make sure the center of the stuffing reaches 165 degrees Fahrenheit as well.
Epic students are preparing for Thanksgiving break, but there are plenty of activities to finish out this week. Stella Bethards in Tulsa joins us with all our Epic news.
There are trips for Epic students, starting with Myriad Gardens Crystal Bridge Conservatory on Wednesday in Oklahoma City. Students can walk through the gardens and take part in a scavenger hunt. Also on Wednesday, Epic students will have a special seating at the Thunder Blue basketball game at the Paycon Center in Oklahoma City. Students will want to register today for a special field trip to the Oklahoma State Capitol taking place on Tuesday, November 28th. Students will take a tour of the state capitol and learn about the history and art. For all of these field trips, find more information on the Family Engagement page on epiccharterschools.org. With your Epic News, I'm Stella Bethards.
Oklahoma has a lot to offer with Thanksgiving season rolling around. Renee Collins has all the info.
As usual, the Oklahoma City Thunder will be playing at the Paycom Center on November 14th, 22nd, and 25th. If hockey isn't more your sport, Tulsa Oilers hockey will be back at the BOK Center in Tulsa on November 16th through 19th. Also at the BOK, rap fans will enjoy Travis Scott's Circus Maximus tour on November 18th. At the Tulsa Performing Arts Center, musical fans are very excited for Beetlejuice coming November 21st through 26th. And that's everything on the calendar, so you can have an epic week.
That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining us.
And be sure to keep checking our website and social media pages for more news from our team of student journalists.